Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. As you can see guys, I'm out here this morning. I'm repotting all of my stuff. It's called uppotting. I'm taking it from the little tiny containers, moving it up to the solo cups because we've got another week or two of some cool weather coming in here, and I just don't want to put these warm weather plants out there and it going to be down in the mid 40s. But I can't leave them where they're at. They're in the Hoss Tool seed starter trays, and they're just getting a little too big for the size pot that they're in. The roots are starting to grow out the bottom and stuff, so I'm uppotting. But I've run into a situation here, and I thought I would share this with you because I did a little experiment. Having done this for years, I automatically knew that with a little tray like this, I'll space my pepper plants out in it. And I was like, when I get ready to take them out of there, I'm going to have to break them all apart. And I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about here. I've already took two out. What I do is I take my knife, and I'll come, an equal distance, and I kind of like go down through it. It's kind of like cutting a piece of cake from a party or something. And then you got to try, now you could use a spoon to do this, I just got my knife. Then you got to try to get this thing up, because you see all them roots under it there? They're growing all in the pot everywhere. But the roots are all coming out of it. And then I have to take it from there, and I got to try to get it over into one of these other little pots here and get it kind of situated in there. And then I'll come back in a minute and add just a little bit more into that. So that's what I'm running into. So when I did my watermelons in, now these are the baby doll. These are yellow watermelons. I love yellow watermelons. Guys, if you haven't tried them, it is the way to go to eat a watermelon. I took these little cheap plastic things. You get your little Bonnie plants and these things. They're real cheap. And I cut the bottom out of them so that the dirt just went to the bottom, because I had a feeling that this was going to happen. Now, since I've cut the bottom out of this, I can take my fingers and put under the bottom of this, and I can push up. Now, this plant's a little young to be doing this, but I'm doing it as a demonstration, hoping that I can keep it together. Now, look at the difference. See all those roots? I was able to keep this together, not damage it at all. And I'm going to bring it over. Now, it's a lot to put in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to stick it down in there just like that. Kind of push it in. Make sure you don't squeeze against the edge of the plant, because if you damage that stem, it's no good. But see, that was a whole lot easier. And then, see, when I pick it up, there's no bottom in that. I cut the bottoms out of them. That ended up working out so well that I'll probably, with these style trays from this point on, if I'm going to do that, I'll just take a bunch of these little cheapies and I'll stick over in there and start my seeds in it. That way I can pick them up and get them out. So guys, I've been potting plants now for the last 2 hours. I've got the greenhouse full. These are these are Celebrity Plus. Right here, this is a new variety I'm trying out for Hoss Tool Seed Company. They're not on the market yet. They probably won't be till next year. But we're doing an experiment with them to see how well this tomato produces in our climate down here. And I'll be giving an update on these as we go along. You can follow along, and if you happen to want some in the future, you can refer back to Deep South Homestead's videos and see how good they've done, because these are the same as the Celebrity hybrids that I've been planting for years, but this carries it a step further in being disease resistant, because we're running into some problems with the spotted leaf wilt disease and stuff, and these tomatoes are supposed to be even immune to that. And if that can happen in the Deep South where we live with the humidity, that would be a godsend for us. And a lot of you people who live in the South, we always have to keep our bottom leaves plucked off because it starts from the ground and works its way up in the plant. And if we can take a tomato that is resistant to that, that would be like the ultimate tomato for the Deep South. So stay with us, guys, and follow us, and let's see how these tomatoes do. And remember, all this was grown in that Hoss seed starter kit with the little grow lights and stuff. I was totally amazed at the speed in which this stuff grew and came up. Thank you, guys, from Deep South Homestead.